Let's jump in this thing. All right. This here young man who we're about to interview as a community. When I say great friend of mine, I really mean it. Truth be told, like I don't sugarcoat anything. If it's a halfway friend of mine, I tell you it's a halfway friend of mine. I've been known for this for years. People love me and hate me for it. But this guy is a great friend of mine. All right. I'm gonna introduce him initially by what we call in the community the government, right? And then we're gonna go into the actual artist and beautiful human being that this person is, you know what I mean? Because the government is the government. That was before all the characteristics came in and the whole nine. And then we're gonna, all right. I'm just gonna jump into this. This is my man's for over 15 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Government name is Jerome Henry. Now, Jerome Henry is an optician. Okay, his profession is an optician, Jerome Henry. I'm just talking about Jerome Henry right now, all right? Jerome Henry is an optician, and he is the founder of LJ's Essential Natural Homemade Soaps, all right? Which there is a medical component to it. Well, no, I wouldn't say medical. Let me take that out. Scratch that. I don't want to say medical. It's a healthy component
there you go.
To it, right? Because using medical, that'll get motherfuckers locked up. But, you know,
right.
There is a healthy component to it. All right, now, let me reintroduce my man's as the brother Kingpin, right? Now, the brother Kingpin is the CEO of Deck Entertainment, right? Deck Entertainment Group, right? Music group, right?
Correct.
That's it. Deck Entertainment Music Group. All right. He's also a music producer, also a performer / artist / whatever you want to call the cats that spit on the mic, you know what I mean, and give you that fire.
I'm an MC. I'm an old school MC. You know.
Old school MC.
Yeah.
He's also a graphic designer, also a web builder. And the list really goes on. And when I run down this list because, you know, these are the things that I have available to me. The thing is that, man, you are, your profession is really go-to, like go-to man, like for real. You know what I mean? But I love you, brother, and I just wanna really bring you in the way you should be brought in, man. And
appreciate that, man.
I really value our relationship, business relationship as well as personal relationship. We've built on many things personally, and we definitely built on many things professionally, man. This is my man, Jerome Henry, AKA Kingpin, and I'm going to reference to him as King as I know him for the rest of this interview. My man, what up, dog? What's going on?
Love you, man.
How are you? I love you back. You know that.
You
know that. So what's the deal? What's the deal?
Hey, you know, living life, man.
Everything good. I see you got the garments on. You know what I mean? You're doing your thing. Hold on, step back a little bit. Let me see let us see the flavor. All right, true. This is what it is, and it's not because of the marching. You put that on. You've been putting you know, you've been wearing the garments for quite some time, and so have I. I got a lot of African friends in my circle. I'm not just doing it because I'm African American. I got a lot of African friends in my circle that have traveled back home from Africa, brought me some garments and stuff like that. So I got actually a whole wardrobe of that whenever I go to their parties and stuff like that. I even know Tree, which is one of the 30 dialects or that's how, languages in Ghana, Africa. You know what I mean? And the reason I know that, my man said, so it is. You know, so it is?
Yeah.
The African market? Yeah, so it is. That's my man saying. Him, Michael Blackson, and the list goes on. Yeah, Michael Blackson, Ghana dude. Ghana dude. And he was thrown away like when I started talking to him in Tree. And this was back then when we did the promotion. Anyway, all right, let's jump into this thing. Basically, man, you know, today's platform is definitely a personal platform, but at the same time, I would like to get to the actual business of this thing, the Hood's response to the current pandemic.
Absolutely.
I believe this shit is real. I'm scared, you know, and I felt as though it was necessary to bring this information to the people. Not information to where, you know, I started it off with a doctor friend of mine from my city, and we talked about the specifics of what COVID is and things like that from a medical standpoint. And, you know, I just kept this party going. And I want to talk to the everyday people like you and I to get this point across and to come to some solution, because this is the solution-based podcast. You know what I mean? This is a solution-based community. We're building a community to come to solutions. So here we go. What I would like to ask you first off, what is COVID-19 to you? What is it? And it's from King's standpoint. You know what I
mean? Well, I mean, COVID-19 is a virus. You know, it's a new virus. And it attacks the respiratory system. It spreads very easily through the droplets, even when there are no signs of the symptoms. You know,
break down droplets from your understanding.
Droplets are the moisture that comes out of your mouth and your nose. Those things that spray out of your mouth when you talk, speak, spit, slobber, sneeze, all that stuff that comes out of it is attached to that, and it spreads very easily. So it can spread from person to person just like that. And it's very simple. And there's no, there's no cure. There's no vaccine. It affects the elderly people and folks with, compromised immune systems. You know, it's a real thing. Like the death rate right now is, I think, like 3% global. I think it's like 3.5 in the US. 3.5%.
I checked the numbers the other day, and you're absolutely right. And for the public, this shit growing if we don't stop the bush. All right, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, kid. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, you was right. You're right. You're 100% right. It's gonna keep growing. You know, it's about time. I mean, we sitting here looking at about 150,000 deaths in the US right now. There were 24,000 deaths in the last flu season. It's only July. Yeah. So this thing is real.
I was talking to if I'm not mistaken, it was in the episode 3. No, it was episode 2, where I was talking to my man about he was saying about the flu killing people in COVID-19.
Right.
I said, but if we was freestyling like we freestyle, like because word is bond, we was, you know, I'm not saying me, but you know, family members at the barbecue, they sharing cigarettes and shit. Like we eating cigarettes. Yo, you ain't done that, fool. You know what I mean?
Pass it off.
But see, this is the type of carefree shit, and I'm gonna say it, bottom line, carefree shit that we were doing because we knew that we were less likely to get a sickness that we couldn't get over, if that makes sense.
No, right? It makes perfect sense. You know,
when I said the word freestyling, I don't know if you remember that in that episode. I said if we were freestyling like we were with something, you know, that like these illnesses that have cures or vaccines and so on and so forth, right? And that we had a higher rate of getting over, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we was freestyling like that with this current pandemic, those numbers would be bigger. So that is why I said I didn't want to be a part of the 3%.
I don't want to be a part of the 3%. I don't want my family to be a part of the 3%. I don't want your family to be a part of the 3%. You know what I'm saying? So when you deal with situations like this, you have to remember that it's not always about you. All right. Worst case scenario, it gets really, really bad and a lot of people die. Best case scenario, it's not as bad, but we've protected some people.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of the day, every life is precious. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
So
from what I know, we only get one, King.
Yeah.
From what I know and what I see, you know what I'm saying? We only get one. So we want to protect it. You know what I mean? Shit. If yeah. All right. So all right. So you covered both of the first questions. The next one was, is it that serious? You know, do we have to expound? You know what I mean? But I mean, you said what you said. Do you have anything to add?
It is
prove that, you know.
It is very serious. There are a number of things that we do in a society to function in order to keep other people safe besides ourselves. And the things that we are doing, when you see the death toll and the way that it's going, it is far more important to take care of the people that are potentially at risk than it is to worry about anything else. Like, you know, because you're uncomfortable with a mask, it's not going to matter. It's not for you. You know, and a lot of times it's unfortunate because it happens when it hits home, when it affects somebody that you love or somebody that you care about, things change. And you hate to see that happen. You know, you hate to see that happen, but it does. You know, it does.
Yeah, it does. And it takes a collective effort. From what my understanding is, it takes a collective effort to make sure, to assure that everyone is safer.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, we can slip up and, you know, shit could happen. You know what I mean? I forget to put sanitizer on this edge of my finger. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's just real talk.
That is
you know
real.
what I mean? But it takes a collective effort for us to be safer. Now, I want to go. All right. You put out some music, right?
Correct.
And actually art, video, the whole nine. On the whole Black Lives Matter movement, right?
I did.
And I assume that you believe Black Lives Matter, right?
Absolutely.
So, I know it sounds rhetorical, right? But all right, so listen. So with that being said, we know that our community has a high rate of high blood pressure, diabetes, all this other shit, right? Heart attacks, you know what I mean, heart problems. All of these shit. Going back to episode 1, I was talking to a dear friend of mine, Dr. Dinks Brown. And Dr. Dinks Brown said something about COVID-19 is really pinging and attacking. And I'm just paraphrasing and just, you know, off of the top. It's attacking a lot of shit. People having heart attack, stroke, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dying, basically, you know what I mean, off the strength of this. And when she talked about pre-existing conditions, right? We quick to say I'm all right? And not be all right. You know what I mean?
Right.
We quick to say that shit. You know what I mean?
It happens a lot.
I also explained that when this shit went down, I started taking vitamins, just popping vitamins like crazy, and drinking more water and doing certain things that I normally wouldn't be doing.
Being more health conscious.
Yeah, getting more health conscious, basically.
Absolutely.
Now, when we talk about that, we talk about our community being more at risk. So we're more likely to know more people than the average Joe that are affected by this situation. So we probably should be, this is just my opinion that I'm giving again that I shouldn't be giving, but I don't give a shit. We should probably be a little bit more cautious when it comes to what we're doing, because I could be 100, but carrying around this shit. I could be asymptomatic, like
you could be asymptomatic and not even know it.
Not even know it, and then I'm sitting here licking my lips like LL, just talking this shit. You know what I mean? That's another thing. I want to know if LL's wearing his mask, because that I need to talk to him anyway. But I could be asymptomatic, man, and just spreading that shit like wildfire. You know what I mean? On the outside of my home, and the shit ain't cool, bro.
No, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. And unfortunately, there's a good reason for the way that our community responds to certain things. It's not always the best way when it comes to stuff like this. But because of our history in this country, we have grown up with a heightened alert system. Okay, so a lot of things we don't believe right away. We don't immediately trust authority figures, just because we know what it's been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're brought up that way. In situations like this, while that heightened alert system can work for us in certain ways, it can work against us in these ways.
I'm with it. That brings me to episode 2.
Correct.
Takes me to episode 2. My man says, yo, man, I don't typically trust, and this is just paraphrasing shit. I mean, we can go reference it, we go back and pull it up, but my man says basically, why would I trust, this word coming from that office? I don't trust too much shit that comes from that office. I understand totally. Right? He started talking about the Christopher Columbus thing and stuff like that. Yeah, we've been fed a lot of lies, right?
Yeah, a lot.
The thing is that this freestyling, and that's a 1 + 1 = 2 lie too. How you going to discover some shit when you come in? There's already people here. I don't understand, but whatever, dog. You know what I mean?
That wasn't no discovery.
Nah.
It was already here. It was already here.
American people know it wasn't no discovery.
You just found out about it. That's all that was.
Yeah. It's just, at the same time, I understood him totally, right? At the same time, we most likely, right now, people are going to critique the shit out of things. And the way that things have to be filtered, we got to watch what we say and what we put out. And if not, we're going to really get in trouble for it. And even the government is got the whole stick up their ass type of, you know what I mean? Like, look, we can't just say anything no more. You know what I mean?
No.
We can't talk about Columbus no more because these motherfuckers is woke.
That's right.
So now I'm more likely to listen to the CDC because they're less likely than they were before to lie to me. I'm not saying that they won't lie. I'm just saying that they're less likely to lie and get away with the shit.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of people doing great with what they need to be doing, and there's still a lot of people that are not. And it's a lot of the reason is because there are people that are just uninformed or don't believe in the severity of the situation. I see it every day. I interact with people, I debate logic and reason and facts with people all the time, and there's not enough understanding on how to differentiate what is credible information and empirical fact from people who will actually use this information to twist things into their own narrative.
Yeah, their own understanding.
Right, and frame it in a way to satisfy their overdeveloped alert system. And that's all you get is confirmation bias everywhere. People are just looking for things that confirm what they already feel.
Yeah.
And you get lost in the sauce. I mean, with the way that information moves throughout the internet, it's easy to get lost in it.
There's an emotional aspect to that as well. And trust and believe I've been there. I don't want to believe certain things that I know that could possibly affect me a lot more, because shit, now my heart is even beating more fast. So I'm not just looking for the straight bullet. I'm looking for the unseen bullet. Right. If you make, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
like, damn, man, we already gotta hustle this way. Why are you putting more things for me to be, cautious about? So I do understand the emotional component to it.
Yeah, there's a deep emotion. there's a deep emotional component. You know, our people are heavily faith-based. You know, we have faith in things, so we believe that there's always a higher plan for something. You know, like for me, myself, you know, Jesus Christ, my personal savior. You know, I make no qualms about that. And there are a lot of people, whether you follow Allah, you know, whether there's any type of religion that you do, you always believe that there's something bigger that's out there, that's a plan. And if you don't check, you know, that alert system, then you fall victim to people, or to you thinking that people are out to get you also. And you won't really debate the facts or really look at the facts and figure out what they are, which is what happens with this COVID thing. That's why they came out. Remember that pandemic thing that everybody came out with? And oh man, it just went crazy. And next thing you know, I had a bunch of my brothers and sisters that was like, oh, you got to watch this, you know, you got to check this out, King. Ah, man, this is speaking the truth. And I'm looking at it like, it takes 5 minutes to research this stuff. You know, it takes 5 minutes to research that stuff. And you know right away that there's a whole bunch of BS in it. You know, so it's a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of misinformation, and it's difficult for us to weed through it sometimes.
Okay. So lack of information, and misinformation. I'm going to say lack of information and misinformation, right? And this is one of the components that inspired me to really go ahead and put this thing out here, to take the facts and narrow them up into, you know, to layman's term. Like this is what we speak, layman's term, man. I don't know if I'll reference back again to Dr. Dix Brown. Dr. Dix Brown, you know, she had a great
way of breaking it down. She was right from that world. Yeah, she's from the world. So she had a great way of breaking down that information, all that scientific information, and bringing it to you in a way that it was very easy for you to understand, because she understands what it is.
Yes, she got little cousins, nephews, and things just came home, and he like, look, you don't do this because that will happen. You know, and she know how to break those things down. And that's why that had to be my first interview with Dr. Dix Brown, because she was going to lay the foundation. She was going to tell you the medical side from a layman's, you know, from just laying it down like that, what we can understand. So leads me to this. What are you doing to be and stay safe?
Me personally, what I do is I'm always washing my hands, you know, consistently. I'm making sure that I'm covered up anytime I'm going out. I don't go out unnecessarily. You know, I cut down contact with random surfaces, random people. I don't touch my face all the time unless I'm washing my hands. And just keep in mind, I've washed my hands. Okay. But, you know, but I social distance as much as possible. And, you know, in my day job, I'm on the front lines. You know, I'm dealing with people constantly. You know, so I've been blessed by the Father enough to not contract it, and I stay safe, and I'm keeping safe. You know, that way.
True. And cool.
And also educating myself also. You know, you want to make sure that you educate yourself, because that is also a part of safety. Because if you don't believe that this thing is real, you're not going to take any of the precautions real.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of us are wearing masks, and I ask all the time. A lot of us are wearing masks because it's law. I mean, as soon as law, and I see people wearing masks underneath their chin. I see people wearing masks under their nose.
Yeah, like what's the point?
And I see a lot of this stuff. And I'm like, all right, I don't want to question it, because you fuck around and get, you know, hands put on you out there. These people, they serious about what they do and don't do. So I'm not gonna sit here and have that conversation with them. But what I will do is that the other day I was at a donut place. I won't mention the donut place, but I was trying to pick up a dozen of donuts. Wife in the passenger seat. I go pull up to it. It's a drive-through situation, right? And I ordered a dozen. I already ordered the dozen of donuts, and I ordered it asserted. So the boy was grabbing the stuff. I'm noticing he don't have his mask on at all. So I said, all right, I'm gonna do two things. right? I'm gonna pull off, right? Because this motherfucker ain't get my bread yet, right? Number two is I'm gonna wait for the motherfucker to turn around, put all the assorted donuts into this box, turn around and try to come deliver this to me, and then pull off. I want him to get this message like, look, dog, you know what I mean? Whether it be directly or indirectly, you wildin'.
Yeah.
You wildin' for real. You know what I mean? It was not on my watch, man. I can't do it. When I'm servicing people, at least when you servicing people, you know what I mean? At least take some type of precaution. Some type of precaution. You know what I mean? And you may be in great health. You may be in tip-top shape to where you have no pre-existing conditions. And you may, just cough and get rid of it, or sneeze, or blow your nose in, and it'd be a wrap, right?
Yeah.
Quarantine for 14 days and be out.
You'll be all right.
The thing is that you got people that, don't give a, indirectly just don't give a fuck about the community.
Yeah. They don't care. It's selfish.
They won't say it. They won't say it because there may not be a direct statement that they may make, like say, nah, man, I care about the community. But indirectly, you know what I'm saying? This is the message you setting off. So you got where I'm coming from?
No, I got you 100%, man. And that idea has been exacerbated by the way that this entire government right now is being run. The way that things can spread on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can put any idea out there and then get support from it because there's always somebody else thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Somewhere. So now it's like,
or not wanting to think and just,
or not wanting to think and just wanting to go play the part, but you do that. My mother has COPD. I haven't hugged my mom in 6 months, maybe 5 months, something like that. I ain't gave my mama a hug. She lived across town. I gotta stay away. My stepfather, he's a surviving cancer patient. He's got a compromised immune system. I can't, go give him a hug, dap up, or nothing like that. It's real. You have to consider other people when you do things like that. So just the thing about putting the mask on, put the mask on. It ain't about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's real talk, man. And because we're young. I'm still young. I'm 42 years old. I consider myself in somewhat good shape to where I know that I figure that if I contracted anything, I would be able to get out this shit safely. My children would still have their father. They might, not have me for that 14 days that it take me to quarantine or whatever, right? But they gonna still have their father, most likely.
Right.
They'll still have their father. My sisters would still have a brother. My mom would still have a son, so on and so forth. The thing is that am I getting cocky with it? You know what I mean? Am I going to get cocky to the point where, okay, I can get over this? But what if we have somebody what if I have a pre-existing condition that I'm not aware of?
That you're not aware of, right? Right. That you're not aware of.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it can happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm myself, me and my thing with my battles with my weight loss. You know what I'm saying? I was fighting off diabetes.
Wow.
What if I didn't fight it off? What if it smacked me? My whole family got it. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden I contract this, and then what happens to my son?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like quote with Scarface, if I die, then my child will be a bastard. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
I can't have that.
Nah, we can't have that. We can't have that. As a community, we can't have that.
No,
so
we can't.
I have to think about her. You know what I mean? When I'm near you, I have to think about him throwing my mask on. Like, I gotta think ahead of the game, like for the future.
Exactly.
Look, I gotta worry about a community here, not just me.
Right. Because it's all of us. It's all of us. And it's not going to end with us. You know what I'm saying? And you want to be able to set these examples. There's a lot of bad examples that we've been coming up with. But if you can be the good example in the things that you do, that's going to help the next generation.
I want to speak about two things. I do want to speak about the quote unquote bad example, but I also want to give light to the good example as well. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that we're doing collectively as a community? Do you feel like we're doing enough to be and stay safe? This is, on this topic. This is the last formal question. Like,
I think that there's always more that can be done, but I think that it varies greatly from community to community. Like us up here in New Jersey, we're doing pretty good. We're the only state that has had cases drop, for like 2 weeks in a row. The only state, but you go down to like, Georgia or somewhere down there, Florida, not so much. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? As a Black community, we're torn between this idea of knowing what to believe and knowing what not to believe.
Yeah, all right. So hold on 1 second. You said New Jersey, you said Florida, and then you said Black community. I'm focusing on urban. I'm focusing on the underserved community. I'm talking about the underserved community. Do you think that we, as an underserved community, regardless of where we are in the United States of America, do you feel like we are doing enough to be and stay safe?
As a whole, no. I think that there's more that we can do. I think that we adhere to the rules when we have to adhere to the rules, but once we get comfortable around other people and things like that, then that gets lax. That's what I've seen. That's what I've experienced.
Okay.
So I think that there's always more that we can do. But like I said, I still think it just stems from, the inability to determine what is fact and what is not fact.
Okay, so to inform ourselves a little bit more so that we could be more comfortable and to do the quote unquote right thing, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
And the right thing doesn't mean the white thing. And no. I wanna put this out there.
Good point.
I'm not talking about the right thing being the white thing. I'm not talking about the right thing being let's just listen to the police and listen to the no, I'm talking about the right thing for my community. If I know that my community, the people that I'm around, I don't know about, nobody else, the people that I'm around on an everyday basis, we have a high rate of high blood pressure, diabetes, all that. We call that the sugar. You know what I mean? Such got the sugar. You know what I mean?
That sugar.
Like, damn, you got that. You got that sugar.
My sugar.
Yeah. So if I know people that I'm around every day and I'm people that I love legitimately have a high rate as a community, we have a high rate of these pre-existing illnesses, right? Pre-existing conditions. The right thing for me to do is to give up. The right thing for me to do is wash my hands. The right thing for me to do is sanitize. The right thing, So according to my circumstances, the right thing for me to do is to take precaution, not for just myself, but for my community.
To think the right thing is to think about the community. Is to actually think about it. You know what I'm saying? To consider the other people that are in this community with you, that are in this world with you, that are walking this life with you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You are not by yourself out here in the world. There are other people there, and you are living around them and amongst them, and the things that they do may affect you, and the things you do may affect them. But you don't want to be the one to go around giving somebody something that's going to kill them, or then, might not kill them, but kill their grandmother.
Yeah.
Or kill their child. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that.
Yeah. That's so factual, man. Now I want to talk about the good thing. Mm-hmm. All right, the boy, D-Nice. D-Nice, from my standpoint, he kicked it off. Yeah. You know what I mean? He kicked it off. He went online and he created this following. And he put it together so genius, where he was just being himself, and
it was simple, and it was so simple.
But only us, we can only do that.
Yeah,
we can only do that. That's why our food tastes so good. That's why. No, you laughing?
Nah, you're right.
Serious.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Scraps, and they said put a little bit of this on this, put a little bit of this on that, and you know, and now Master want to take his food back. You know what I mean? Master want to eat chitlins, and you know what I mean. Now you want to take your food back, but not here there. Only we could do that. Only we could take the bottom of the barrel. We could take the scraps, right? We could take this situation and make it golden. I just finished watching the DMX joint, which by far, when I say by
Snoop,
far,
right?
DMX and Snoop. Yeah. By far, I'm gonna tell you, them my two mans in them, for real. Like, by far. The reason why you always see me with an old school Cadillac with Snoop, you know what I mean?
Yep.
The DMX, Charlemagne called him anointed, and I'm with him. I'm with Charlemagne when it comes to that. I do believe that man is a fucking angel. I don't give a shit. He can't do no wrong. The thing is that he's one of the most talented human beings on the face of this earth. To me, DMX is. You know what I mean? If you break down bar for bar, a DMX, and the stories that were told, like you were just listening. I mean, not you, but people just listening to how it went together with the beat and how he flowed and how he went up and down. You know what I mean? How he flowed and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the stories and the messages that he put across where nobody else could do it.
Yeah.
But we are the most talented people on the face of this earth.
Agreed.
I truly believe that, brother.
Agreed.
So that is the good that is coming out of this. You would have never, I'm not even going to
love it. And I love it.
In the podcast, this particular podcast came out of COVID-19.
Yeah.
You know, I've been spending time on the phone with my brothers, sisters, the whole nine, and just building for hours. And they just say, yo, Herb, just go ahead and just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. You know? And I just did it. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that I just did it because I get to have these conversations, these everyday conversations, and I get to have them on the airways and have them to where other people can benefit from these conversations. Not like, I'm not sitting here saying that I have the ideal conversations with people. No, and you should learn from my conversation. No, this is a community thing. I would like us all to build and come up with a solution. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. You know, like I make a joke all the time and say, yo, I could be wrong. I forgot to carry the one in math class. You know what I mean? So I could be wrong. The thing is that I could be wrong forever if I don't build a community of people that's going to call me on my shit.
That's right. Accountability.
That's it.
You got to be accountable to somebody.
Yeah. So if I could build a community of intellectual people and build and have these conversations every day, then I'm less likely to be wrong. You know what I mean? Because my brothers and sisters going to call me on my shit, and we're going to have healthy conversations.
Absolutely.
That lead to a healthier community.
And it's going to be, and you're going to need that balance. You know what I'm saying? When you build it. You know, I spoke about a lot of people doing the, you know, the like your man, the police officer gentleman. You know, he was on one side where he didn't really believe a lot. Montez, right? Yeah. He was on one side where he didn't believe so much that things were as real. There are a lot of people that go even further than that, you know, with the conspiracy theories and things like that. And there are people who just flat out completely believe everything that they're told, you know. But as a collective, those voices are necessary to come to a very strong consensus about what's really going on.
Yeah, because a lot of the quote unquote conspiracy has factual statements in it, like has factual shit within it. You know what I mean? That definitely could be scientifically proven. The thing is that us building as a community can actually fine tune that and sharpen that, right?
Correct. And we can't be dismissive about those people either. We have to be able to stay with open dialogue. We have to be able to listen to each other, not just wait to talk. You You know what I'm saying?
And here it is. You know, I pride myself on what I consider to be bilingual, right? I could talk that boardroom talk, and I can talk the literal talk, right?
Exactly.
I can be the quote unquote, and I hate that this is probably one of the most racist fucking statements you could ever make to me. Well spoken. I could be well dressed. I could be well spoken. Right?
Yeah.
And I can go on and on with that.
You know what that shows? It just shows that.
Yeah. But can we know? Like, we know what the boardroom looked like. You know what I mean? You know, we know what shit came from. You know what I mean? We know we pretty much in this area, as far as entertainment is concerned, you and I have really laid the foundation as far as that is concerned. Am I right?
I believe so.
So the business side and the consistency side, I think we did because you and I used the shit out of each other for years. You know what I mean? Our friendship and our business, you know, we came together and made things like where they were supposed to be for years. Right. You know what I mean? And I just want to get that to the community, man. That's my purpose, is to give it up, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, 100%. And you know, your single's still coming out, man. I'm just finishing up the Strains for Some Change joint.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, do you still have that? You took a picture when I was in the booth.
I did. I think I took some vids and all that. Yo, I think I took a whole video. I think I took a whole video. You doing your little freestyle joint on the mic.
We gotta put that out, man, because you know I think you've been selling that shit on the low. I need my royalties. I'll have my people talk to your people, man. This shit is crazy.
I'm a hustler, baby. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a hustler, baby.
We have so much fun, man. I really could like do this for hours and hours.
Real talk
on the clock, man. You have any like closing comments or anything that you would like to promote, or anything that you would like to put out there for the people, for our community?
Well, you know, first and foremost, I'm rebranding, relaunching the LJ's Essentials website. So that's going to be coming up, you know, a bunch of big changes. Redoing the beard soap. You know, the beard soap was my biggest one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. So I'm working on that.
Probably gonna clean my shit.
Yeah. You know, see, I had to trim mine down for the N95 mask fitting thing, but you know, it's coming back. So I got a whole thing I'm doing for that. But you know, ljsessentials.com. You can go there. It's still live now, but be looking for the revamp coming up in the next few weeks. And so also,
I'll put that in the description too.
Appreciate that. But also, I just want to make sure that, you know, speaking to the community, it is important for all of us to be active and for all of us to listen to each other and not to be dismissive. There's a lot of false information out there, and there's a lot of things that are half-truths, you know, and it's important to keep the dialogue open and be wary of how it is that you're receiving this and how it is you're disseminating it. You know, listen to each other, talk to each other, appreciate each other, and continue to love each other and love God, because God loves you and I love you.
Bro, thank you so much. And I wanted to comment on the shades. That is real, like, fly. That's like Music Soul Child type of shit. You got that's fly.
I made these, bro.
You get the fuck out of here.
I made these. These are a custom tint that I made myself, yo.
Wow.
So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Wow. All right. Showing off for real. All right. Well, listen. Thank you so much for coming through, man. I know the community. I trust and believe. You know, I appreciate it. I know the community. The community will appreciate it even more when hearing this, man. And all comments are welcome. I'm pretty sure my man King will be open to expound on any comments that I made or whatever, any questions or whatever. I'm pretty sure that he will be able to go ahead and hit back and answer those things. Thank you so much, Brother King.
Thank you, man, and thank you for this opportunity and for this platform, man. It is a very important piece. I'm so proud of you for doing this, man.
Thank you.
Keep this thing up, man. Keep it moving.
Thank you so much. Thank you for with support, like from your standpoint, you know, from you and the rest of the community. I definitely got to keep it going, man. I hear a lot of great things about this thing.